Folks, it's so easy to get yourself into financial trouble. I'll talk about that in the latest home prices and insights for the City of Toronto for week ending December 13th, 2023. So many of you have subscribed. Thank you. We really appreciate that. It helps the channel a lot. If you haven't subscribed yet and you like the content, subscribe and hit the bell button so you're reminded when these videos come up. So, as I was saying, getting into financial trouble is probably the easiest thing to do. It doesn't take much. Now, along the way, society mentally has had a mind shift. When we talk about houses, it used to be, I'm going to buy a house to raise my family. I'm going to live in here for many, many, many years. And you'd get a mortgage because that was really the only way to get the house. It still is. The difference is the value of the house versus today. It's changed the whole playing field. Everything is different. It used to be you buy the home and you had a plan. Instead of paying it off in 25 years, you developed a plan maybe with your spouse to pay it off in 15 years. But that used to be the mindset. Let's pay it off. Not today. Back then you bought the home, it seems today, and it's changed a while ago, but it seems today you're buying the mortgage. Can I afford this monthly payment is really the only attitude. The choice of, well, if we buy this home, how long will it take us to pay it off? That is like, doesn't even enter the equation. It doesn't enter the conversation. And so that's what's happened. Along the way, mind shifts have changed and people are buying the mortgages. But what they're also buying is that fancy car. It used to be you keep a car for years and years and years. Not anymore. I remember my father fixing the car and there'd be rust on it and he'd get it fixed and sometimes he'd do the work himself. He learned how to do it because he didn't want to pay someone else to do it. But I remember having a car as a kid in the family for a long, long, long time. It wasn't every 2, 3, or 4 years cars were being changed for nobody. But today, people are financing their cars, paying a car off. Also, doesn't enter into the conversation. It's just, can we afford it monthly? And there's two, assuming strong incomes in the household. And as long as you can afford it monthly, you're okay. And guess what else? Subscriptions. Everything is subscription. You want to watch a movie, you got to subscribe to that channel. And that channel is $10 a month, $15 a month. What's $10 or $15 a month? It's absolutely peanuts in the bigger picture thing. So you say yes, but you say yes to 5 or 6 other channels also. So now it's $100 or $150 a month. What's going out to dinner? Let's just do it. And you do it a lot. And things have just changed in society. And it's all fine until something changes. And then you're stuck. Well, what's changed are the interest rates. Many people were okay. They were right at the edge, but they were okay because interest rates were so low. Absolutely everything is financed. The home, the car, the furniture in the house. We need new furnace, new AC. We can finance that too. We need a new roof. We can finance that. We want to go on vacation. It's going to go on credit cards, or we're going to finance that. You want the bigger TV in all the bedrooms. Everything is financed. Well, you can afford it as long as interest payments are absolutely low. But when interest rates change, and as we've all seen it change, many people got stuck and many people are suffering today. And I'm bringing this up today because we're headed into the holiday season. I don't wear this shirt at other times of the year, but we're headed into the holiday season. And more and more and more people are going to be financing because they absolutely have to buy the best gift, and they have to get a better gift than last time, and they want, their kids to have more stuff than all the other kids, and they want their wife to have the best purse or the best coat and the best car, and they want to go on the best vacations. But they get stuck. And it's so easy to be over leveraged. It's so easy to be in a position where, oh my God, how did this happen? Well, it really boils down to the difference of yes versus no. It's so easy to say yes to everything. It's the easiest thing you could do. Saying no, being different, turning something down, going without is really hard sometimes. And somehow along the way, like I've said, society has changed. Now, I'm not saying this to tell you I have all the answers, but as a realtor, I work with a lot of families, and I see where some people get themselves into trouble. And I can see, I can see a seller selling their property. They're in financial trouble. I can see that they bought it a year ago and the selling price now is lower than what they paid. And when I take my buyer to go see the house, I see a brand new Mercedes in the driveway. Or now it's winter, in the garage, wrapped up, is a sports car that is the family summer car. Like, how does this make sense to anybody? Yes versus no. Be careful. Rates have changed. Everything is more expensive. And it's fine when you can afford it. But if something changes and you can't, you get stuck. So you kind of got to think ahead. Again, I'm not giving you financial advice. You'll figure that out on your own, or you'll speak to an accountant. But we've gotten ourselves into this mess. It wasn't guaranteed that rates would stay low forever. So now they've changed, and now we're stuck. And this is what I see out there. It's really a mind shift. And we could switch one way. Why can't we switch back? Folks, if this video can help somebody you know, pass it along. If you get value from what we're talking about, subscribe. And if you want to speak with me about your real estate situation, selling, buying, it's really simple. Up here, there's a link to my calendar. Below in the description, there's a link to my calendar. Click on that, book a time that's convenient for you, and we'll talk about whatever's on your mind. Now, let's get into the numbers. Folks, the holidays are right around the corner. Just want to take a moment to wish all of you happy holidays. Enjoy the time with your family and friends. Have fun and be safe. Now, let's talk about the Toronto real estate market. Here's a quick summary. Average sold prices, condos, semis and towns, detached. You already see, I've got a question mark there, like what's going on? What happened with Toronto detached prices? Semis and towns, kind of similar. Condos following the same pattern. Let's start off with detached properties for the city of Toronto, broken down by week for a whole year. For week ending December 13th, 101 detached properties were sold. So sales, they're a bit low, but I figured they'd be dropping more by now, more of a seasonality shift, but not yet. We've been 101, 104, 103, 111, 97, like it's just hovering around 100. Their sales are not really dropping yet. Here's the thing though, 34 of those 101 properties sold at $2 million or more. That's 34% of all the Toronto detached market. All the sales were at $2 million or more. That's what happened there. That's why I have a question mark. It's not a mystery. An overwhelming amount, an overwhelming percentage of total sales were at $2 million or more. Now, some of those properties, because I looked deeper, I looked at each one of them, some of those had price reductions and sold for approximately what they were listed at. There's a little bit of negotiation. Some of those sold for $1 million below what they were listed at. So there's a big difference in list price and sold price. But maybe some sellers are feeling the pressure of the year's almost up. I don't want to relist again in the new year, or I've got to carry the property for a bit longer. Lots of really expensive properties sold, quite a few, 34% of all sales. So average sold price, I don't even know if it's worth mentioning, but I didn't say it earlier. Average sold price is $1,931,000, which is 25% higher than where the average sold price was for the same time a year ago. The median price is 20% higher than what it was this time a year ago. The sales of 101, 21% of those sold at list price or more. Year to date, January 1st to December 13th, compared to last year, we have 9% fewer sales. So sales, production, activity, volume is down by 9% year to date. Compared to the year before, to 2021, we are 39% fewer sales is what we have. Production is way down, volume's way down, listings way down, trending down. Normally, for a lot of sellers that are thinking of sellers, and it's at this time of the year, they're holding off, a lot of them, and they say, oh, I'll come onto the market in the new year. And there's lots of those thinking about that. But others are still coming on the market. We had 100 new listings, but that number is way down. Active listings, the amount of properties available for sale, is trending down. Months of inventory was trending up. We reached 4.1. Now we're sitting at 3 months of inventory. So it's been trending down. There are fewer buyers out there. There are many more fewer listings out there, and a lot of properties are being bought up right now. Here's all the city of Toronto. Months of inventory for all the city is 3 months of inventory, but there's some areas outperforming all of Toronto. Scarborough sitting at 2.6 months of inventory. East York, Riverdale Beaches also 2.6 months of inventory. High Park, Parkdale 1.7 months of inventory. These areas, it's more active. You're going to see more properties selling at list price or more in these areas. It can be still in some neighborhoods quite competitive, especially with fewer listings. This is what we're seeing now. Although there's fewer buyers, those ones that are there are seeing fewer listings in many neighborhoods, and it's causing some competition out there. Here's a quick look at semis. 36 semi-detaches were sold. That number is not really dropping. Average sold price, however, is coming way down. It's now sitting at $1,064,000, which is a huge drop from the previous week, but overall trending down. Median price is 0.1% higher than what it was a year ago, and that is trending down. Average sold price is 0.3% higher than what it was this time a year ago. 1.6 is the months of inventory. That's really low. We would expect with months of inventory this low, prices to be going up, but they're going the other way. Townhouses. Only 10 freehold townhouses were sold. It's not like that's new as far as 10 being so low. We will often see very few freehold townhouses selling. 2 of those were at $1.5 million or more. Average sold price is sitting at $1,135,000. 1135 is 18% higher than where we were this time a year ago. The median price is 10% higher, and months of inventory for freehold townhouses is sitting at 3.1. Semis were 3, townhouses 3.1, pretty similar. Let's look at condos. This is for just the city of Toronto. Condo apartments. 117 condo apartments were sold. Sales has been trending down. Not that aggressively though. Come September, once we hit the fall season, sales, although they are trending down, not by much. It's not aggressive by any means. 9 of those 117 that sold, 9 of those sold at $1 million or more. Average sold price up from the previous week, now sitting at 690,000, but that's been trending down. Compared to last year, 690,000 is 4% lower than where we were this time a year ago. But I've got 3 months on the board here. And so there's 14 weeks actually. And I circled all the negative because, you know, you try to think are condos overall, when you look at a weekly basis, some weeks are down, some weeks are up compared to a year ago. But are we more up or are we more down? And that's basically what I've done here. I've circled all the negative weeks. 10 out of the 14 weeks that I have on the board, we've been negative. So 71% of the weeks we've been negative. It's safe to say overall, condo prices are lower than what they were a year ago. Median price is 1% higher than where we were this time last year. The dotted line, that's a 4-week moving average. It's not aggressive, but it is trending down. 117 were sold, only 17% sold at list price or more. Year-to-date sales, we have 12% fewer condo sales this year versus last year, year-to-date. Compared to 2021, we have 43% fewer sales this year versus 2021. Listings, like most areas, listings are trending down. Active listings trending way down. There's far fewer condos available for sale right now. And months of inventory is way up and is staying up right now, sitting at 7.1 months of inventory. There are tons and tons of condos available for sale out there. Here's a quick summary. Between 3 months and 5 months is a balanced market. And you're going to experience a balanced market environment in most areas for most purchases. But some areas are going to be a buyer's market. And, you know, you got to figure that out. You've got to be working with somebody that can help you because there's different strategies in each of these markets. Thanks for watching. It's been an awesome year. Happy holidays to everybody.